I believe this city needs a contractor they can trust. My name is Corey Smith, and I'm a hardworking and honest contractor, bringing loyalty back to the construction industry by putting the customer's needs first. Over the past few weeks during branding research, it really helped me lay out a plan to achieve what my two main career goals in life are: owning a construction company and real estate investing. I didn't always have a plan. In fact, I didn't actually know what I was going to do with my life until about 6 months ago, which, by the way, really makes the wife mad. So, how did I get to this point? Well, my first job was at a movie theater when I was 16. It was kind of nice working there. Um, Free movies are pretty great. I worked there for about 2 years and then realized that I was sick of it. I was sick of dealing with customers, serving popcorn, cleaning up after everybody when they enjoyed a nice movie. So after that, I used some connections I had and got myself a job at Best Buy. I got the job at Best Buy towards the end of my senior year. I worked there all in all for 2 years, did everything under the sun that they offered. I traveled around and installed new displays at different locations throughout West Texas and New Mexico. I also was a car audio installer. I sold computers, sold gaming, sold home theater, anything that they offered, I sold it. Overall, I loved working there. It was fun working with people, selling them anything that they needed to help make their lives better. However, this wasn't the career I wanted. It didn't pay very well, and retail sucks, honestly. It's not the greatest. So, after high school, I tried to get into college, applied for UNM. It didn't go very well because I was one Spanish credit short, so I didn't get accepted technically. So I went to CNM. CNM didn't work out either. I ended up taking only 12 credit hours my first semester and had to drop a class, and so that led me to being below the minimum credit hour requirement in order to receive the lottery scholarship. So college was on me at that point. So Best Buy wasn't working out in the long run. So what did I do? I joined the Army. I joined the Army in September of 2012 and got out 4 years later. Just did my 4 year term, deployed to Afghanistan in 2014. That was a ride. The Army overall was pretty. It was a pretty good experience. It had a lot of good things and it had a lot of bad things. It taught me a lot about being a man and being able to support myself. And so after the Army, I decided to go to college because they were going to pay for it. I no longer had to front the financial bill in order to pay for college, so that was cool. My wife was going to New Mexico Tech at the time, and so I wanted to go to the same school as her, and so I started out with computer science. That was something that I enjoyed as a hobby. As it turns out, I'm no good at coding, and so certain things that I enjoy doing with computers, I figured that I can just learn online and teach myself. So I decided to switch over to mechanical engineering, which with a focus in explosives. Now, that was awesome. I took all the classes that I could without the prerequisites that were required, which was just basically an intro to explosives class. After that, I needed a lot of other classes in order to take any other explosives, and so that kind of sucked. But I ended up sticking with mechanical engineering as far as my degree until just recently I was offered to take over a construction company, specifically roofing, that my stepdad has owned for the last 20 years. Now, you might think mechanical engineering is much different than construction, and that's true, but along the path of switching degrees and taking random classes in different degrees, I kind of knew that I loved working with my hands. I wanted to not have an office job. I wanted to go to the job site and build something. I love building things. So this led me to look into going to trade school. And at the time, my wife and I were looking to move out to Phoenix, And so I thought HVAC, it's hot in Phoenix, and so heating, ventilation, and air conditioning would have been a great career path for me. So I started looking into average pay. Now, the average pay for an HVAC tech is around $80,000. I figured that was more than enough to take care of my family and I. So that's the plan that I started to take. This was, of course, before I was offered to take over the construction company, and I'm very glad that I was given this opportunity to take over the company because I think it's going to be the best thing financially for me and my family in our future. So, what does this have to do with me right now? Well, currently, since being offered to take over the construction company, I've started to take a couple classes in construction, some classes in business and marketing, as well as management. And I really enjoy those classes. I've always loved business. The idea of just going out and making your own money really appeals to me. So, after my lovely, beautiful wife graduates from college here this May, my plan is to take my degree online to Arizona State and pursue business administration as well as start working for the company that I plan to take over in the next 5 to 7 years. The past few weeks have helped me to create a plan in order to be successful by really evaluating myself and my morals. It also opened my eyes to the possibilities of networking and branding in order to build successful relationships in my future. And I think that's going to help progress my future tremendously in real estate investing as well as construction.